Top morning, ladies. My name is Chaz, and welcome to the what, or welcome to part 2 of What If Female Zuko, or should I say, Zumi was the Quark Doctor's successful assistant, or the successor. So where we left off, Todoroki and, or actually, yeah, Todoroki was talking to his family because his family knows that Momo is a troubled one, and they really liked Zumi better than any other person that they meet. As his own sister tells him that she was a nice girl. Well, I really liked her so much that if I was a boy, I would have married her right then and there. Yeah. Yeah. So then now the little time skip, or actually at the sports festival thing, that was like say a very next day. The as or before we go to there, Overhaul went and paid a visit to Zumi. She was still in recovering from her bullet wounds, as he sat down next to her, as like Musclier was there, and in his head he says, "Man, that girl who is sure is hunt." No, as he doesn't, in this alternate timeline, he didn't like kill, or he did not kill anyone, or he just like knocked around Koda's his parents, but not too bad. But when, yeah, to knock him out, not like kill him actually. So then when he saw Zumi, his confidence has been boosted. So he decides he wanted to, like, when she gets up, he wants to flirt with him or with her. Yeah. As all the boys had, or all the boy villains, they did that, like, that anime, like, electric sparks things to each other's of who would be her boyfriend. Yeah. Because in his head, he wanted to, like, instead of killing her, he really wanted to make her his, like, bride. And everybody's, like, fighting each other. Like, but they're trying to hold back because they know that it's the and yeah, as a quirk doctor tells them that she's recovering real fast. So, but so as she wakes up from her nap thing, and in the last video, Inko was just like she's trying to figure out the her own like because Asashi was there, but he and yeah, they thought she was dead. Or they couldn't believe that as when Zumi woke up from her nap thing or sleep, as she starts to trying to remember what happened before her, the as the court doctor says, well, you almost got killed by the pro hero snipe. You actually saved or the handler chase Shiraki-sen. And we thought we were gonna lose you. Huh. Well, I'm still here. As all the boys, like, yeah, after the quirk doctor, like, went to tell All for One that she's awake, all the boy villains, including, like, Muscular, Overhaul, are starting to flirting with her. And she's so overwhelmed that as yeah. So as she's so then including, like, of course, Dobby tells, or actually only people that were not flirting with her, that was Toga and the Magnus, because they know that she's hot enough, and yeah, and how gorgeous she is. She looked so cute. But when she's in, like, yeah. So then, so she says, as the overhaul tells her that if you want to see, and here, overhaul, or All for One respects her as a person, not a trophy. What most villains are treating her as, the trophy for them. So yeah. So Muscular tells them that if yeah, if anyone so Magnus is trying to make sure that they don't get in a fight. So does Toga, because they know that they or Toga knows that she's also, or the Zumi is cuter than anyone. So, and plus, he or she cares about him, or cares about her. I keep saying him. Sorry, I'm so used to calling the Zuku the boy. And yeah, but this is just feels weird, so, but hey, that's okay. So so she ends up, because she couldn't believe that, plus how cute she was, and every time she thinks that, or that she's trying to be like all spooky and all that stuff, they all like, even sometimes, or some villains that have invisible quirks, they, yeah. So the sports festival, she went to it and saw Todoroki, as she's embarrassed of men, and who was with her was Overhaul and Toga, because Toga doesn't trust Overhaul. Oh, with, yeah. So then the so Todoroki won against a fight one, and so does, yeah. All of them had their ups and downs. Yeah. So she basically understands that it's too embarrassing to watch the two people, because Bakugo in this What If, I forgot to mention, Bakugo in this What If really, really loved Zumi, but since he heard that Todoroki betrayed her, like threw her away, like stepped on her heart, he's mad at Todoroki. Just Todoroki, not like, you pathetic extras and all that stuff. Yeah. But he's just mad at Todoroki. But then and Momo. So Bakugo walks in to Todoroki's area, as he tells him that, I won't go easy on you, because I know that you betrayed poor little Zumi, he for or Momo's love. As he tells her, or he tells Bakugo that you were wrong. It wasn't me that threw away her love. Momo, no, who told, well, or this is what happened. As Bakugo says, okay, I want to hear it from you. If you lie, I'll come and find you. Thing. So, he says, well, this isn't a lie. I'll just put it at that. But Momo, who wanted me to be her boyfriend instead of being with Zumi. So she told me to lie to, Zumi. And it's all, and all that stuff. So Bakugo, when he heard that it was Momo's fault, that she was the one that turned Zumi to the dark side, away from, and yeah. And who was on the other side of the door? Was none other than Mina. She heard the entire conversation of what happened, and because the villain that she that was dodged All Might's attack, she ended up heard all about the backstory of Zumi, of from Todoroki's voice. As she listens, as she couldn't believe, and yeah, so she heard was as she walks up to Todoroki, and instead of telling Momo, she tells Todoroki that some of us girls are real manipulated. So, I can't even say it. Manipulation is our specialty. So, hey, yeah, and don't let. I know that as she tells Momo, or no, she tells Todoroki that if I know that, and of course, I know that every time you think of, as she tells her, or tells Todoroki that every time that I notice every time you think about something, you always blush. And every time when we were at sports, or when we were at USJ, when after USJ thing, when you said her name, the Zumi, you start blushing, like right now. As Todoroki was blushing. See? Yeah. So then after the sports festival thing, Todoroki won, got first place. And the hero killer stain was about to appear. Because Toga never heard of hero killer stain in this alternate timeline. As the hero killer stain shows up to, like, for, because they, and yeah, hero killer stain ended up, like, they did their little talk, and they were like, as when Musclear saw the hero killer stains about to, or actually or Zumi, that's what I keep saying Zuku, but Zumi, he ended up getting so many claw marks, like slices. Musclear and every boy villain, or every villain, is looking right at hero killer stain, and they were mad. Yeah, for hurting their beloved. As, yeah, they all wanted to, like, yeah, because how injured she was. Those cuts were, and yeah, Toga learned how to fight from, yeah, and yeah, Zumi was and she closed up her wounds. Wounds? 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 Like, with her healing power, or quirk. And, yeah, Hero Killer Stain fled before got into a big fight. As all the villains, they all turned and looked at Zumi, and they all said, "Are you okay? Did he hurt you?" As they know that she got sliced, not like sliced into bacon bits, but the, like, marks. Right. As they see a lot of blood, as they could not believe that Hero Killer Stain would rather kill her than mate with her. As all the villains are now after Hero Killer Stain. And as Toga and the Quirk Doctor and the Magnus are making sure that there's no boys with invisible quirks or trying to sneak up on her when she's taking a shower. Yeah. And they got her some fresh clothes. The same clothes that look like that she's wearing. As, yeah. So then yeah. I think I'm turning this into a what if Zumi was a villain. And I just now realized when I was making this video. Or these two videos. Or this series. So, yeah, Zumi... of course, the muscular and the decay... Or, no. That guy... Overhaul... found him. And they both... As say, Native was surprised, and plus Tenya was surprised that the villains are helping them. But then when one of them said, or Muscular says, you hurt, or you try to kill our beloved Zumi, prepare to die. He, by our wrath, as yeah, the hero killer Stain ended up dead, and as hero killer Stain picks up the mask, or is remains, or the quirk, or hero, or Overhaul says there's, and he uses a jar. I don't know why Overhaul grabs a jar. As he picks up the jar full of Overhaul's quirk, twists the lid, puts it back into his backpack thing, so that as Muscular and them, as Tenya says, wait, so why did you help us? Well, to take out Hero Killer Stain because our beloved got sliced. And like really bad and slices on her body. And he doesn't like, he thinks about them, her being naked thing. Yeah. That's what he thinks. So then, yeah. So then the Overhaul does the same thing. He thinks that she should have been with him. Because, and yeah. So Tenya and the Native went to the hospital. And yeah, then the detective tells, or or asks him a bunch of questions of what happened and what all that stuff. As he says, well, I remember was here the hero killer Stain was about to stab me to death, but then these two villains came out of nowhere. As the detective says, his assistants, or no, they said, and they were about to kill him because they hurt their precious Zumi. As when the court doctor, or not the court doctor, when the detective heard that, they couldn't believe, or he couldn't believe that all the villains ended up, or almost all the villains except for the girls. So yeah, Toga being, Toga, she would rather slice anyone who's trying to, how will I put this? In a nice way. Tries not to rip, or no, not whip or rip. It's Reem, her friend. So yeah. And yeah, all the girls protects her, and all the boys that are like villains wanted her to be their like girlfriend. Yeah. So then after the sports, or after the internship, the camp arc, and he wanted to go and just tell Todoroki, or want to see his reaction, as all the boys or that like Mustard and Moonfish, because Moonfish in this What If was one of the boys that were, instead of wanting to like pierce everybody, he ended up wanting to, or have the Zumi as her, or as his girlfriend. Yeah. And so all the boys, including like Musclier, or actually Musclier tells her that, no need, little princess, we'll take care of Todoroki for you. Oh shit. Sorry, I spilt my coffee over. So yeah. So, as Overhaul says, yeah, we'll make him pay for as the course Dobby could he knows that it wasn't his brother that was as Dobby sat right next to like Toga or and told Zumi, that's the female name that I'm giving her. So if you think it's still, I don't want to say female Zuku all the time. So that's what. So yeah, Zumi he ended up heard that I know that since me and or actually my brother really liked you, but as he okay, spit it out. What's going on? As she tells him that, or she tells him that, as Dobby says, well, it was actually, you know, that girl that he was, or that you saw was with? Yeah, that, I don't know who she is, but she'll be paying deeply for it. As she tells, or no, he tells, or no, he, so Dobby tells her that of course Toga knows who she is. Her name is Momo Irozu. She's Rozu's. She has the family of, and her company is called Rozu's Foundation thing. Okay. What is she tied into this mess? Well, what we believe that she was the one that forced you, or forced him to break up with you. So, well, as he, or as she starts to, just starts thinking, and every time she starts thinking, she starts crying, as Magnus, that was there, she says, there, name. As Toga says, or actually Magnus heard what that entire conversation, as, yeah, she ended up basically wanted to, like, launch Momo all the way to the moon. Un, for Zoomies is, hey, because she knows that Zoomy, he couldn't believe that since Dobby straight up told her that what's happened, and she couldn't, like, think straight. As, yeah, when all the boys, like, a couple boys, like, Spitter, her, he he really wanted her so bad too. That's why I said all the boys, all the villains that are boys, went right for Zumi. They she doesn't manipulate them to become her like boyfriend or anything because as since she felt like it was her fault that but they told her that it's not your fault, it's Momo's Ho's fault because she was the one that the doctor told me that the he went over the footage of that same day that or before her he told you, no, as as she as she just couldn't believe she couldn't hold her tears any further back as she turns around as she knows or everyone knows that she's like she couldn't believe that Todoroki became a like victim of between two girls. He so she went from or he went from being a loved and her to being manipulated to basically tell her that she yeah. So overhaul understands that she's going through a lot of pain of her like as he tells her that or when he heard that the Momo went too far to even take this as, as to a whole nother level as he walks up to her and he tells her that things are going to be okay. You're safe with us. As All for One understands that it wasn't so yeah as the court doctor tells her that I know that you got so many two bullet wounds that went inside you, you know, and you also went and before you had your heart stomped and got shot at. As yeah, he basically understands how how she goes through. So yeah, then I'm skipping the camp arc actually. So then now or actually, I'm going to leave it off before until I regain my voice back. So, hold on.